Let me start with something very honest. Most IELTS students don't fail the reading test because their English is weak. They fail because they read like students, not like test takers. If you are reading passages carefully, line by line, trying to understand every word, highlighting sentences, and then answering questions, you are working hard, but you are working wrong. In this video, I'm going to show you how IELTS reading really works, how Band 8 and Band 9 students think, and how you should practice using real strategy, not guesswork. And today, we will focus on understanding the strategy mindset and practicing with a sample paragraph, step by step, exactly like in the real exam. So don't just watch, think with me. Why IELTS reading is a skill test, not a knowledge test. Here's the first truth you must accept. IELTS reading is not testing how much vocabulary you know, how intelligent you are, or how good your memory is. IELTS reading is testing how fast you can locate information, how accurately you can match meaning, and how well you can avoid traps. That's why some students with strong English still score Band 6, while others with average English reach Band 7.5 or 8. The difference is strategy. The biggest mistake students make before practice. Most students open a Cambridge book and think, let me read the passage first. This is already a mistake. In the real IELTS exam, if you read the passage first, you waste time, forget information, increase pressure, and panic later. IELTS reading is not about memory. It is about searching. Questions guide your reading, not the passage. The correct thinking process. The correct order is question, keyword, location, answer, not passage, understanding, answer. If you change only this mindset, your score will already improve. Let's practice with a sample paragraph, real method. Now I want you to imagine this is your IELTS exam screen. Sample paragraph, shortened for practice. Urban green spaces, such as parks and community gardens, play a significant role in improving mental health. Research indicates that individuals living near green areas experience lower stress levels and improved mood. Moreover, regular exposure to nature has been linked to better concentration and reduced symptoms of anxiety and depression. Now, imagine you have this question. Question: according to the passage, living near green spaces can help reduce stress. This is a true, false, not given question. Now, pause. Don't answer emotionally. Don't answer from general knowledge. Answer only from the text. Step 1. Identify the core meaning of the question. The question is saying, living near green spaces helps reduce stress. Now, I go back to the paragraph and I don't read everything again. I scan for key words. Living near, green areas, stress. Immediately, my eyes stop here. Individuals living near green areas experience lower stress levels and improved mood. This sentence directly matches the meaning of the question. The meaning is the same, the wording is different. So the answer is true. Notice something important. I did not translate. I did not analyze grammar. I did not read the full paragraph again. I matched meaning, not words. Why students lose marks in true, false, not given. Many students fail this question type because they use outside knowledge, they assume information, or they don't separate false and not given. Let me explain with another question from the same paragraph. Question: urban green spaces are more beneficial than gyms for mental health. Now, pause again. Do we see gyms anywhere? No. Do we see comparison? No. Even if you personally believe this statement, IELTS does not care. So the answer is not given, not false. This is where strategy beats opinion. Why you should never panic about difficult words. Look at this word in the paragraph, moreover. Many students stop here and think, what does moreover mean? But do you really need to know it? No. You only need to understand that the writer is adding more information. In IELTS reading, you don't need full understanding. You need functional understanding. This alone saves you minutes. Now let's try a different question type. From the same paragraph, imagine this question. Sentence completion. Regular exposure to nature can improve blank. Now, what should you do? You don't look for the exact sentence first. You look for the phrase regular exposure. Your eyes quickly scan and stop here. Regular exposure to nature has been linked to better concentration. So the answer is better concentration. No guessing, no rewriting, exact words from the passage. Why IELTS loves synonyms. IELTS rarely repeats the same words. Instead of improve, they write linked to, associated with, results in. Instead of stress, they write anxiety, depression, pressure. This is why vocabulary knowledge matters, but only at the level of meaning, not memorization. How Band 8 students practice reading. Band 8 students do not practice by doing 5 passages a day. They practice like this: 1 passage, deep analysis, understanding traps, learning patterns. They don't ask, how many correct answers did I get? They ask, why did I lose this mark? The most dangerous habit in reading practice. Let me warn you about one habit that destroys scores: checking answers immediately after finishing. In the exam, you can't check answers. So during practice, sometimes you should finish the passage and move on without checking immediately. This trains your brain for real pressure. Time management truth, very important. You have 60 minutes. You must divide time smartly, but in practice, don't always rush. First, learn accuracy, then add speed. Speed without accuracy creates panic. Accuracy with strategy creates confidence. What you should feel while practicing. If your reading practice feels comfortable, you are not learning. You should feel mentally active, slightly challenged, and focused, but not overwhelmed, confused, or frustrated. If frustration comes, strategy is missing. The big myth about Passage 3. Let me clear one big misunderstanding. Passage 3 is not difficult because of vocabulary. It is difficult because ideas are abstract. Arguments are indirect. Traps are stronger. Students panic because they try to read it like Passage 1. That's the mistake. How you should approach Passage 2 versus Passage 3. Passage 2. Usually descriptive, process-based, factual, strategy. Questions are in order. So once you find one answer, the next answer is after that location. Passage 3. Usually opinion-based, research-focused, argumentative, strategy. Still in order, but ideas are paraphrased heavily. So you must focus on meaning, ignore unfamiliar words, trust structure. Matching headings, the most feared question type. Most students hate matching headings. Why? Because they read the paragraph and think, this paragraph talks about many things. That's normal. IELTS doesn't ask what details are mentioned. IELTS asks, what is the main idea? The golden rule for matching headings: never read the paragraph word for word first. Instead, 1. Read the heading options first, understand their meaning, then scan the paragraph. Your brain needs a target. Sample practice matching headings. Sample paragraph. Over the past decade, remote work has transformed traditional employment structures. Advances in technology have enabled employees to collaborate across continents, reducing the need for physical offices. While some companies report increased productivity, others struggle with communication and team cohesion. Now imagine these headings: A. The challenges of teamwork. B. The technological shift in employment. C. The decline of office buildings. D. Employee dissatisfaction. Now pause. Which one matches the main idea? The paragraph is not mainly about challenges, not mainly about offices disappearing, not about dissatisfaction. The main focus is remote work changing employment due to technology. So the correct heading is B, the technological shift in employment. Notice we ignored details. We focused on central message. Why students choose wrong headings? They choose headings that match one sentence, or match a detail, or sound interesting. But IELTS wants overall meaning, not one line. Multiple choice questions, the trap zone. Multiple choice questions look easy. They are not. Each wrong option is designed to partially match, sound logical, and confuse you.
There is usually one correct answer, two trap answers, and one extreme or irrelevant answer. Sample MCQ practice. Paragraph excerpt. Studies suggest that regular physical activity not only improves physical health, but also enhances cognitive function, particularly in older adults. Question: what is one benefit of regular physical activity mentioned in the passage? A. It prevents aging. B. It improves physical and mental abilities. C. It increases lifespan significantly. D. It replaces medical treatment. Correct answer, B. Why? Because A is too extreme, C adds information not stated, and D is unrealistic. IELTS loves exaggeration traps. If an option sounds too strong, it's usually wrong. A Band 8 rule for MCQs. Always ask, is this exactly what the passage says? Not more, not less. If it adds or removes meaning, wrong. Yes, no, not given versus true, false, not given. Many students confuse these. Here's the simple difference. True, false, not given, factual information. Yes, no, not given, writer's opinion. If the question asks, does the writer believe, you are in yes, no, not given territory. Common trap in not given. Students think, I can't find it, so it must be false. No, false means the opposite idea is clearly stated. Not given means the idea is missing completely. Time management for passage 2 and 3. Let me be honest, you don't need equal time for all passages. A smart approach is passage 1, 15 minutes, passage 2, 20 minutes, passage 3, 25 minutes. But during practice, focus on accuracy first, speed later. What to do when you're stuck. This is important. If you spend more than 90 seconds on one question, you must guess, mark it, and move on. A stuck question can steal 3 easy marks later. Band 8 students are not perfect. They are strategic. How to practice reading the right way. Bad practice is doing many tests, checking score only, repeating mistakes. Good practice is reviewing wrong answers, identifying trap type, and learning paraphrases. Ask yourself, why was my answer tempting but wrong? That question changes everything. Mental control during the test. IELTS reading is mentally exhausting, so don't react emotionally. Don't rush after one mistake. Don't try to recover speed aggressively. Stay neutral. Stay logical. Confidence comes from control, not speed. What you should notice by now, if you apply question-first strategy, meaning matching, and trap awareness, IELTS reading stops feeling random. It becomes predictable, and predictability is what Band 8 and Band 9 students rely on.
The real enemy in IELTS reading is not time. It is panic, overthinking, emotional reaction to mistakes. The moment you think, I'm running out of time, your brain stops processing logically. High scorers stay emotionally neutral. How Band 8 plus students handle Passage 3. Passage 3 often talks about research, theories, abstract concepts. Students try to understand everything and fail. Band 8 students do this instead. They understand structure, not details. They ask, is this paragraph introducing an idea? Is it supporting? Is it opposing? Is it concluding? This structural awareness saves time. Sample Passage 3 thinking. Advanced. Paragraph. Shortened. While early studies suggested that multitasking increased productivity, more recent research challenges this assumption. Psychologists now argue that frequent task switching reduces efficiency and increases cognitive fatigue. Now, imagine this question. The writer suggests that multitasking is beneficial for productivity. Now think carefully. The passage says early studies suggested benefit. Recent research challenges it. So the writer's current position is multitasking is not beneficial. Therefore, the answer is no. Writer disagrees. Notice, we didn't translate. We followed argument direction. Follow the writer, not the topic. This is a Band 8 rule. Always ask, is the writer supporting this idea or challenging it? Words like however, although, while, but, these are direction changers. They are extremely important in Passage 3. Intelligent guessing, very important. What to do when you don't understand a paragraph. This happens to everyone. Do not reread multiple times. Instead, skip confusing details. Focus on topic sentence. Match with question meaning. Understanding 60% accurately is enough. IELTS reading is not a battle against English. It's a game of logic, focus, and control. Once you stop fighting the passage and start working with the questions, everything changes. If this video helped you see IELTS reading differently, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to English Speakology. And remember, don't try to read better English. Try to read smarter English. Your Band 8 or Band 9 is not far. It's just one strategy away.